Oh, no, no, you ain't hit the go live. There we go. Now, there we go. All right. Clap it up. Clap it up. Shalom, Lord Christ. How you feeling, big? How you feeling, bro?
We in the building, sir.
I could
Wow.
dig it. I could dig it. It's Tuesday night. You feel me? Get in this little brotherhood class. You gonna make it happen. You know what I mean? You gonna make it happen tonight. You know? And tonight, we're gonna get into, we always talk to the brothers. You understand what I'm saying? And we always say what we always say. Brotherhood is synonymous with sisterhood. So that means whatever we say to the brothers, go for the sisters. But tonight we're gonna talk to the sisters tonight. You know what I mean? We gotta work together. You understand it? We gotta come together as a family, as a nation of people. You understand? And we gotta work together because every nation on the face of this earth is working against us. You feel me? We gotta understand that we are the nation of people that everybody is against. You know what I mean? Nobody stands for us. Think about this, right? You have the United Nations with hundreds of nations included in the United Nations. We always like to say we African, right? We always saying we African. How many nations are in Africa? How many nations are in Africa?
Over, I think it's, I don't know, sir. I ain't gonna speculate. I know it's a lot.
54 nations. It's 54 nations in Africa, right? The 54 nations in Africa is 54 nations representing those nations in the United Nations. So all 54 of those countries are represented in the United Nations, right? If we African, explain to me this. Why does none of those nations speak up for us or on our behalf?
Because simply we not African, sir.
And this is the problem that we have. We keep thinking we African when we not. You understand? And tonight, we're going to, like I said, we always talk to the brothers, but tonight, we're going to talk to our sisters. You understand?
Come.
Let's drop it. Let's drop it right now. Grab that. Where am I at? Man, I hate this thing. Come on. Do me right today. Do me right. There we go. There we go. Drop that for me.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and 3. Therefore came all the elders of Israel to the king of...
No.
Salaki.
You got the wrong one. What you got?
Oh, Salaki, sir. It's Chronicles.
Yeah, I was able. Where you at? Go ahead, drop it for me. Drop it for me. 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 3.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
Say that again. Say that again.
But I would have you, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is Yahweh.
You know? So let's drop that again. Go ahead, start that again.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
Listen, the head over us, the head over the man is Christ.
Right.
You understand? We get our orders from Christ. You understand? Okay. So we're following the orders of Christ. If every man followed, or every man in our nation followed what Christ said or did what Christ told us to do, we would be in a better position today.
Right.
You understand? But the problem is a lot of our brothers want to follow what the world does. You understand? A lot of us like disorder as opposed to order.
Right.
And what I mean by that is it's harder for a man to take orders and follow some kind of guideline or pattern. You understand? What the scriptures say, the scriptures say what the road to destruction is wide.
Right.
You understand? But that path to righteousness is narrow. And I'm paraphrasing. You understand? We gotta follow that right path. You understand? That's the problem with us today. You know, we not following and we not doing what Christ told us to do. You understand? Go ahead.
And the head of the woman is the man.
Say that again.
And the head of the woman is the man.
That's the problem right there. Not that us being the head is a problem, but a woman has a problem with that.
Right.
You understand? A woman has a problem with someone being over her in this society that we live in. You understand?
Right.
What does America say? America says what they gave them, black girl power.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
The feminist movement. You understand?
Right.
Think about all of the songs that's out now. I don't need a man. I can do bad by myself. You understand? This is what women say today. And think about it. You know what's crazy? All those songs and all those sayings, all those women that say that are married.
Right.
All those women that say that have children and whole households. The women that live by that are the ones that have broken households. This is why we are destroyed. Because living in America, America has destroyed the black family.
Right.
You understand? America has utterly crushed us into powder. I mean, look at us. How many murders you get murder after murder every night.
Right.
Why is that?
It's like, the broken family, no father in the household, sir.
Exactly. You hit it right on the nose. The broken family, no father in the household, because these women want to live what they call it, their best life.
Right.
They want to live. It was just a hot girl summer. What was that, 2 summers ago, right?
Right.
It was some bull crap like that, a hot girl summer and all of that old type of stuff. You understand? And we get destroyed by this. Atlanta Housewives, all of these basketball wives, all of these stupid shows that totally destroy us. Right. You understand? And a lot of our women don't understand that these shows are nothing but propaganda.
That's right.
You understand? These shows are nothing but propaganda to destroy us and to continually crush us in the powder.
Right.
Look at us. You understand? I be tripping because my rib be watching it. But every time she watches, she know what I always say. You know what that is, right? She know exactly what to say. Right. You understand what I'm saying? She knows that it's propaganda. She knows it's to destroy us. Mm-hmm. But she likes the circus. You understand? Women like to be entertained, period. Mm-hmm. You understand? Regardless of, you understand, but the thing is they have to understand that that's what it is. It's just a circus. It's just entertainment. A lot of our women don't understand that, though. You understand? And this is the reason why the Most High placed us over the woman. Right. Because the woman is easily deceived. You understand? We see it every day. Mm-hmm. You understand? Think about this, right? Think about it. How many times have you met a chick, you put your mag down, and then bam, had her that next day. And then after that, threw her away. I'm guilty of that. I've been there. You understand? Because the woman's mind is easily deceived. The woman's mind is easily deceived. You understand? We don't understand us as Israel, how powerful we are. The Most High gave us something that he didn't give any other people of the other nations. You understand? He put something in us. He put that thing in us that the other nations don't have. And then because we follow in America, we use what we have in us to destroy our own. Right. This is the reason why our families are destroyed. You understand? This is the reason why, like I said, we throw our women away. You understand? We turn them into whores. You understand what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I want you to hold right there. I want to go to Genesis. What's that? Genesis what? Genesis, God dang it. Snake in the garden.
Gotcha.
What chapter is that?
Chapter 2.
Is it 2? Okay, yeah. Yeah, 3.
Okay,
Yep, Genesis 3:1.
So book of Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
Repeat that again.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
It says the serpent. What does it mean by the serpent?
Slide, sir, if I could.
Go ahead.
So we got to understand, number one, that this is slang or dark sayings
or metaphor.
Or metaphor, slide, metaphor. So when he's saying serpent, he's not talking about an actual snake, the slithery, slimy snake.
Go ahead.
It's talking about a person's character.
There we go. There we go. You understand? And that's another thing, especially with our women. And this is the reason why another thing, this lead me into something else. This is the reason why the Most High said the men, and I'm paraphrasing again, should speak this word or teach this word.
Right.
It's the reason why it says women are not supposed to speak this word and teach. You understand? And we talking about the scriptures. You understand? Because women are easily deceived.
Right.
We see that right here. We're about to read that right here. It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. Speaking of the serpent, he's talking, just like you said, speaking of the character of a person.
Right.
It's not an animal. He's speaking of the character of a person. It was more subtle than any beast of the field. We meaning subtle. What does it mean?
He was convincing. Not he didn't make his actions known.
No. You was right the first time.
Okay, sir.
You know, he was. You said convincing.
Oh, convincing.
That's a good word too. Convincing. Subtle meaning more. Think about it, right? What does it mean to be subtle?
I got the definition.
Go ahead.
The definition of subtle on Wikipedia. It is sly, artful, cunning.
See that word you said before? That first, second, and third word?
Sly, artful,
right, and
cunning.
And cunning. Slick.
Slick.
Sly. Cunning. You understand? Being deceitful. So it's saying you have a man that's in the garden that is more slick, sly, cunning than any other beast of the field. What are you speaking about the beast? What are you talking about when you're talking about the beast?
The beasts are just different nations, sir.
There we go. There we go. Read on.
Boom. Which the Lord, so I'll take from the top. Genesis chapter 3 and 3. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord power had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, hath God
No, read it just like it is.
Slide. And he said unto the woman, yeah, have God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden?
Listen, this is what the serpent does. This is what slick person. This is what cunning person does. Hey, I see this. You understand? Of course he did say that. You understand?
Right.
Go ahead.
And the serpent, we meet the fruit of the garden. God hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
Go ahead.
Verse 4. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. Verse 5. But God doth know that in the day that ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
There go your woman right there. That's a woman's power right there, to know everything.
Right.
How many times have we had a woman that she know everything? Right. You understand? She has read that last part again. That last part of 5.
Come.
And
ye shall be as gods.
Say that again.
And ye shall be as gods.
There you go, right there. That's a woman's whole. That's her whole aspiration. And I'm not talking about a woman that's in the truth. I'm talking about the women of the world, women that are consumed by America. You understand? Their whole aspiration is to be as gods. You understand? This is the reason why they get pissed off at you at Valentine's Day when you don't buy them something. You understand? This is the reason why at Christmas time, when you don't buy them a gift or you don't get them what they want, they stay mad at you for a month. You understand? This is the reason why when their birthdays roll around and you don't put them up on a pedestal, they leave you and find another man. You understand? This is what we're talking about right here. This is the reason why we say, this is the reason why God placed the man over the woman. You understand?
Right.
This is the exact reason why he did this. You understand? Because the woman is easily deceived. You understand? The hardest thing in the world, think about this, right? We thought it was hard for us to come in from out of the world into the truth. But it's even more harder for a woman. Because they got to leave all the treasures of the world. Remember that? What was the precept that Christ had? The rich man.
Oh, come on, gotcha.
Walking through the eye,
it's easy for a camel to go through it.
Right. He told, what did he ask the rich man? Give up all that you have and follow me.
Right.
Man, it's hard. But think about how much harder it is for a woman.
Right.
You understand? Especially a woman that's on her black girl magic, on her feminist movement.
Right.
You understand? Or on her matriarch thing. You understand? Think about how hard it is. This is the reason why us as men, especially if we are raising young women and young girls, you understand, princesses and things like that. This is the reason why the scriptures tell us train up a child in the way they should go. You understand? This is the reason why we are the head of the woman, so that we can give instruction, proper instruction, so that the woman can in turn give proper instruction to children. You understand what I'm saying? But when you don't have a man that's in the truth, what do you expect? This is the reason why our numbers are up like they are. You understand? I'm not gonna say this is the whole reason. Can't say it's the whole reason. It's not a lot of the reason, because we know how America has torn our families apart. We know how integration has totally tore our families apart. You understand? We know how Martin Luther King and his Big Six, you understand, helped the destruction of our families. You understand? But let's drop that and go back to the scripture that you had before. Was that 1 Corinthians 11:3.
When we start from the top, sir?
Go ahead.
Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11:3. But I would have you to know, that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man.
We understand that, right? The head of the woman is the man. Like I said, the Most High placed us in that position for a reason. Right. Read on.
And the head of Christ is God.
See, we getting great instruction because Christ is receiving his instruction from the Most High. We receive our instructions from Christ. And then in turn, the woman receives that instruction that was given down from the Most High to Christ through us. You understand? Yeah. There is an order that must be followed in order for us to prosper. The reason why we're not prospering right now, because we're not following that order. You understand? We're not following what the Most High told us to do. And the only way we can come back and be the strength that the Most High created us to be and to run this earth the way it should be run is to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. This is what we have to do. You understand?
Sure. It's come.
I want to drop this article that I got right here. Right? This is an article about women's rights movement. Think about this, right? Women's rights movement started in like 1920, the early teens, right? 1920s. I'm gonna say 1920, right? Mm-hmm. In 1920, where were we?
Just getting out of slavery. Like, just out of slavery.
No, you're right. No, just off the cusp of slavery.
Right,
Remember,
getting on our feet.
1863, 1865, everybody got to know, remember, because Texas kept a lot of their slaves 2 years after the emancipation, right?
Yeah.
So that's 65, 75, 85, 95, 1905. That's 40 years, right?
Yeah.
1905, 15, that's 50, 55 years, 1920. In 55 years, we created cities all over America. How did that happen?
Us doing it on our own, because we didn't have help from the oppressor, sir.
Not that we didn't have help from the oppressor.
Also, like the oppressor didn't want us around.
There you go.
So,
Oppressor wasn't going to give us any help.
Right.
You understand? And this is what the Most High is talking about in Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourselves together, ye gathered together, O nation not desired. You understand? At that time, we understood that we were a nation of people that were not desired. And this is the problem with us today, because we have forgotten that we are a nation of people not desired. We are such a forgetful people. Look how destroyed we are.
Right.
I mean, think about it, right? 55 years after the emancipation, we got millionaires in cities all over. We got restaurants, schools, businesses, banks, everything that we need to thrive. Just 55 years out of slavery, like you said. 55 years. That's all it took. Because we understood that we were a nation of people that were not desired.
Right.
Now, here, look at we in 1920. I said 1920. In 2023. In 2023, we out here voting for our oppressor. We're out here marching for our oppressor. We're out here begging our oppressor to give us. Not understanding that we are the engine behind the whole machine.
Right.
Remember this, right? The engine behind the whole machine in slavery was who?
So-called blacks, Spanish Native Americans.
They understood that.
Right.
They said, well, if they don't want us around, let's be separate. Let's stay to ourselves. Let's take care of ourselves. What does that sound like? Segregation. But more than that, it sounds like ethno-aggregation. Remember that, right? I think we spoke about that a couple of weeks ago. Ethno-aggregation. You gonna look it up? Go ahead. That's what's up. When you don't know, you gotta look it up. That's what we do here in the UPK, right? Ethno-aggregation. Let me know when you got it. You got it? ETH?
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
I got it, sir.
Go ahead.
Ethno-aggregation. Ethno-aggregation is the best defined as the voluntary concentration of individuals and their resources around their ethnic or language commonalities for the purpose of improving their economic and political conversation.
Reverse that. Now back that up a little bit and go back to what you said, race.
Go
back to that part.
The voluntary concentration,
right,
of individuals and their resources.
Listen, of individuals and their resources. Read on.
Around their ethnic.
That means nationality.
Right.
Around their nation.
Right.
That's ethnicity. Go ahead.
Or language.
Commonalities
for the purpose of improving their economic and political competitiveness.
There you go, right? Listen, that's coming together. This is what they had to do in those right after the emancipation.
Right.
Right? They understood, first off, listen, they understood that they were a nation of people that were not desired. Zephaniah 2:1, right?
Right.
And it says what? Gather yourselves together. They knew they had to come together. Yea, gather together. But they knew they just didn't have to come together, but they had to come together on one accord.
Right.
You understand? O nation not desired, understanding that no one was going to help them. You understand?
Okay.
This is what they understood. Now, I'm not saying everything was perfect, because as we know, all of those cities and towns were destroyed. Why were those cities and towns destroyed?
Okay, sir.
Go ahead.
Because the oppressor understood the power that we had once we were away, separated from him. And then it also, once we started jamming, as far as like populating the country with cities and thriving as a people and keeping our money and resources amongst ourselves, the oppressor was going through the Great Depression. So seeing slaves prosper and shine on them in the midst of their downfall, it angered them. And so what do they resort to? Their natural habitat of being violent.
It's a little deeper than that.
It's a lot.
It's a little deeper than that. A little deeper than that. Why were them cities and towns destroyed like they were?
Oh, I got you, sir. It's a lot. Good. Because we weren't practicing the laws of the Most High.
There you go. There you go. No matter how great you are, no matter how well you think about this, right? I just now said something, right? No matter how great you are, think about all the greatness that we've seen over the years, right? And what has it amounted to for Black people?
Nothing.
Nothing. Why? Because we're not following the law, statutes, and commandments. Regardless of how great you are, no matter how well you do, think about it, right? It seems like the richer people get, the more unfulfilled they are, the more unhappy they become. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because we missing that one thing that God put us here for. He put us here to follow his laws, statutes, and commandments, to follow his commands. You understand?
Okay.
And you ever heard people that got it all and they always seem like they feel like they unfulfilled? They get on TV, right, and get on these shows, and it seems like they got it all together. But then all of a sudden you hear about they had a drug overdose, or they end up shooting or killing themselves. Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is?
That void is a void. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That void is that the Most High.
Right.
Following these laws, statutes, and commandments. Think about it, right? We in here today following the laws, statutes, and commandments, and we feel fulfilled in everything else. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's a fulfilling. You know, I got here super early today. Think about it. To be out there on those streets. You understand? Be out there on the street. When we were, you understand what I'm saying? For a good cause, a reason, doing what the Most High told us to do.
Right.
That's fulfilling. That's what people, a lot of our brothers and sisters don't feel that. You understand what I'm saying? Most High has an order. You understand what I'm saying? And when you follow that order, your life is fulfilled.
Right. Right.
You understand? Think about every time we done classes, every time, no matter what end we on, we always feel accomplishment because we have done what the Most High has called us to do.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of our brothers and sisters don't feel that. This is the reason why the murder rate's so high. This is the reason why our incarceration rate, I'm not going to say it's so high, because we know that our oppressor has a lot to do with it.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? But our brothers and sisters that commit suicide and do things that we know we shouldn't be doing is because the lives are unfulfilled, because we're not following these laws, statutes, and commandments. This is why Most High calls us out there into those streets. to bring our people back. You understand? As a matter of fact, let's hold that right where you at, because we're gonna go to I just had it. Where is it at? 1 Corinthians. Oh, 2 Corinthians 6 and 17. Let me grab it before you start reading. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17. Let me make sure that, yep, that's it. Yep.
Bring it out, sir.
Go ahead, bring it out.
It's the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17. Wherefore, come out from among them.
Say that again.
Wherefore, come out from among them.
This is what we have to do. We got to come out from among them. Meaning, we got to come out from amongst America and her customs and culture. That doesn't mean we have to leave America. That doesn't mean we got to catch a flight to no man's land.
Right.
That means we have to pull ourselves. We have to pull our love away from America. We got to stop taking America and giving America all of our love. You understand? This is what America is built on. America is built on the love of the 12 tribes of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives. This is what makes America go. If it wasn't for our love, America would have been gone a long time ago.
Right.
America would have fallen to pieces a long time ago. But we continue to fuel America. We continue to be that engine that pumps America forward. You understand? Not understanding that if we leave America, if we come up out of America, if we take our love away from America, America falls immediately. You understand what I'm saying? We gotta do what we gotta do. You understand what I'm saying? This has America, listen, America, so-called America, has nothing to do with the success of America. The success of America has to do with the 12 tribes of Israel. Right. This is the reason why the scripture you just read, it says what? Let's read that again.
Okay. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and 17. Wherefore, come out from among them.
Come out from among them. Come out from among this nation of evil people. Go ahead.
And be ye separate.
Say that again.
And be ye separate.
And that's what we got to do. We got to be separate. You understand? We want to be too much a part of America.
Right.
We want to be too much American, African American. We want to be, everything that the Most High did not call us.
Right.
We want to be that nigga. We want to be that wetback. We want to be that whatever they call us. You understand? African American, Negroes, black. Niggas, black, and all of that. You understand? We want to be everything but what the Most High has called us. You understand?
Okay.
We gotta strengthen ourselves in this word. You understand? Okay. We gotta be in the covering of the Most High, not the covering of Egypt, not the covering of Babylon, not the shadow of America. Right. You understand? We gotta be in that covering of the Most High. You understand? Okay. This is where our power lies at. You understand? In the Most High.
Right.
You understand? Read on.
Saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing.
Touch not the unclean thing. Stop living as Americans.
Right.
Stop living as homosexuals. You understand? Stop living as murderers,
right.
Drug dealers. You understand? These are the things. This is touching the unclean thing. We understand eating shrimp, crab, and lobster. You understand that pork and stuff. We understand that that's unclean thing. You understand? But we have to leave along the unclean thing, the things that we don't even really think about. You understand? And that's, living as America lives. You understand? Giving up the things of America and taking on the things of the Most High, taking on the customs and culture of our own, of the 12 tribes of Israel, right. The things that the Most High gave us. You understand? Go ahead.
And I will receive you.
And he will receive us. You understand? He will bring us up out of all of this.
Right.
He will receive us if we come back. You understand?
Okay.
Listen, like we said in the beginning, there's an order. You understand? We got to follow those steps. You understand? We got to follow the steps that the Most High told us to do. You understand? We got to come back. We got to get our families in order. You understand? Thank God for this Passover coming up. You understand? Because that's going to really show what the children of Israel should be. You understand? That's going to really show what the children of Israel should be. You understand? We got to come back. You understand? Hopefully, a whole lot of people show up. I mean, we know Israel going to show up, but I'm talking about people who have never seen a Passover.
Right.
You understand? Need to show up. This is going to be my first Passover. Yeah, man. And she is excited. You know what I mean? She's excited. She got a little dress and all that, got a little outfits coming. She going to be pumping. You know what I mean? She going to be pumping. Well, I'm be like, she got me all proud and everything. You feel me? I'm like, yeah, But, you know what I mean? And this is what all of Israel need to experience, because I can guarantee if they experience it one time, boy, they'll never come back. You understand? Right. When you see the love and the brotherhood, the thing that the Most High created right there, that's going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina, April the 1st. You understand? April the 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina, boy, it's going to be amazing. And I'm glad I'm going to be in the house. You feel me? Right. Hey, look, check this out. I booked the day before. So when I get there early in the morning, I could check right in. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the things that's going to be happening, man, that I had to be there for that. I can't be there for the what's name, but the slave plantation thing. I got to be there for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
But with that being said, you know what I mean? We got to be in order.
Right.
We got to come back. You understand? This is no joke right here. I'm glad I'm on this side. Right. I'm glad I'm on this side. It's good to be on this side. But we was also talking about that ethno-aggregation, right? Ethno-aggregation. Listen, ethno is a Greek word. Means nation, tribe, or race. The Greek ethnos. That's what that is. Means ethnic or ethnological. Ethnicity. Those are all root words. You understand? Specific to an ethnicity. Root words, race, and culture of people. You understand? Then you got the word aggregation. The formation of a number of things into a cluster, like bringing a nation of people together. Ethno-aggregation. Ethno-aggregation is something that we need to do. And like I said, all of that black girl power, that feminism, and all of that type of thing are the things that separate us. Because when you begin to say black girl power, the only thing you think of is women. This is the thing. This is the thing that what was that? The Black Lives Matter. This is the thing that they did. You understand? Separating the male from the family unit. Right. Taking the man out of the family unit. Well, this is the same thing that black girl magic and all of that feminism movement and all of those things do. That black girl magic is just another vice to separate black men and women, to keep the family apart. You understand? Because of think about this, right? What was the purpose of a black woman being in a feminist movement?
So if I could, pretty much just being a callous for the oppressive woman. You know what I mean? Because the oppressors, they know the zeal that we had. You know what I mean? And the flavor that we got. So it's a force to be reckoned with by itself. You know what I mean? They don't have that, so they use her to further their cause.
So think about this too, right? And you're exactly right. Think about this, right? The white, should I say that? The oppressor's woman, right, is fighting to be on the same level as her man, right?
Right.
But if her man has the money, right, at the end of the day, even if she loses the cause, she still has the money. Now, our women, right? She's fighting for what?
She's fighting for. Yeah, what is she fighting for? It's a lot.
She's fighting for nothing because first off, they're lowballing your man first, right? Then because you're a black woman, first off, because you're black, then you're a woman, they're going to lowball you lower than him.
Right.
So if anything, you should be getting together with your man and making things happen. You understand? This is the reason why the Most High said, what? Gather yourself together. Now come together. Be on one accord and work together. Ethno-aggregation. Think about this, right? Ethno-aggregation. We're going to check this out in the Bible. Ethno-aggregation in the Bible. Right? What scripture is it? Acts chapter 4, verse 31. Ethno-aggregation is in the Bible. Acts chapter 4, verse 31. This is ethno-aggregation in the Bible.
Acts chapter 4 and 31.
And we're going to go through this real slow. Go ahead.
And when they had prayed,
read on.
The place was shaken where they were assembled together.
Where they were assembled together. Remember this, like we always said, right? Zephaniah 2:1, gather yourself together. These people understood that as a nation of people, we have to come together and we have to make things happen, right?
Right.
That's in the Bible. Read on.
And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit.
Right on.
And they spake the words of God with boldness.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 32. And the multitude of them that believed were of one heart.
Say that again.
And the multitude of them that believed were of one heart.
Well, of one heart. When it's speaking of one heart, what is it speaking of?
One mind, sir.
There you go. On what? One accord. Right? Listen, we've had a lot of movements in America since the what we just talking about, the emancipation, right? A lot of movements, a lot of black movements. You had Marcus Garvey, you had Elijah Muhammad. We've had Louis Farrakhan, the Black Panther Party, the MOVE movement, Martin Luther King, and many other movements, right? And all of them have come to what? Nada. You know why? Because everybody in all of those movements had their own agenda.
Right.
Everybody had something going on. Yeah, you had one person speaking, but everybody else had their own agenda. This is the reason why this scripture, just right there, it says, of them that believe were of one heart, one mind. We have to come together on one accord.
Right.
If you don't come together on one accord, nothing that you do will last. This is what we was talking about Black Wall Street. Yeah, everybody knew what they wanted, but everybody was on their own agenda.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Everybody was on their own agenda. Nobody following the Most High. The only way you can come together on one accord is if you're following the Most High. That's it. There's nothing else. Think about this, right? How many times have you heard Egyptologists speak and everybody believe in something different? And then they say, well, look, I understand where you're coming from with that, but I believe this.
Right.
Well, from my thinking, this is what I believe. You understand? Everybody always comes from what they believe as opposed to what the truth is. You understand what I'm saying? This is why even all of those religions are failures. You understand? This right here, this is not a religion. This is a way of life. You understand? This is the truth. It's nothing beyond that.
Right.
You understand? You go nowhere else. This is it. The Bible is it. This is the stop right here. You understand? And this Isupk Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under commanding General Yohana, this is it right here.
That's right.
We believe one thing. We are on one accord. You understand? And we growing.
Right.
You understand? Read on.
Okay. Acts 4:32. And the multitude of them that believed were of one heart and of one soul.
Read on.
Neither said any of them that aught of the things which he possessed was his own.
Hey, nobody said, listen, this is mine. That's mine right there. No, that's yours, and this is mine. None of that. You understand? Nobody took possession of what they own. You understand?
Okay.
Everything that I ain't even gonna jump forward. Go ahead, read.
It's like, but they all had things common.
Right. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 33. And with great power gave the apostles witness of the resurrections of the Lord Jesus, and great grace was upon them all.
Read on.
Verse 34. Neither was there any among them that lacked.
Say that again.
Neither was there any among them that lacked.
Why was neither any of them among them that lacked? Why was that?
Because they was practicing ethno-aggregation.
Right. Because they came together and brought what they had together. And this is what we're talking about our women, right? As opposed to separating themselves. What our women need to do is come together with us. You understand? Bring everything together. We should never be saying, this is ours, this is mine, this is yours, this is mine, this is yours. Just like as a family, right? How can you be in a family, in a household, and say, well, this is mine and that's yours? That's not a family.
Right.
That's not a stable household. When you begin to separate things like that, that's not a stable household.
Right.
That's a household waiting to fall. Because as soon as the very least thing happens, okay, well, I'm going to pick up and I'm going to take what I got and you take what you got, and we're going to end it right there.
Right.
As opposed to bringing everything you have together and saying, no, this is not mine. This is ours. This is what the apostles did. You understand what I'm saying? This is why we're talking about everything. Listen, it's the scriptures say there's no new thing under the sun. Right? And every time somebody comes up with a new term, we find out in the Bible, somewhere in the Bible, it has already been talked about. Ethno-aggregation was the term a few years back. It popped back up a few months ago. Bam, it's right here in the Bible. There's no new thing under the sun. You understand?
Okay.
And this is what the Most High, the Most High tells us, this is how we survive. This is how we take care of each other. When you are amongst beasts of the field, when you are amongst the wolves, when the sheep are amongst the wolves, this is how you survive. You understand? Hey, have you ever seen one of those Wild Kingdom joints where you see all the buffalo running, and then you see lions in circle, and then all of a sudden the buffaloes they come together and they go back to back. And they got the kids and the older buffalo in the middle, and the big stout young buffaloes. The fighters are on the outside, keeping the lions off.
Right.
That's it right there. If they separate, what happens?
Oh, they can get devoured, sir.
They get devoured, but they come together. See, and think about it, right? Even as a buffalo, they have the mindset to come together. Because the way that we survive is if we come together. Every living creature knows that if you don't come together, we won't survive. You ever see those whales going through the water and then you see a whole school of fish and the fish be swimming around and all of a sudden the whale try to come through and the fish split, boom, like that?
Right.
Because they know singly they can get picked out. But if they create this illusion to the whale, they can get away. You understand what I'm saying? Every animal knows this. But it seems like we're the only people that don't understand this. You understand what I'm saying? We're the only ones that fall for everything that the oppressor tells us. You understand? Go ahead, read on, finish that. 33. Start at 33 again.
All right. It's Book of Acts, chapter 4 and 33. And with great power gave the apostles witness of the resurrection of the Lord Jesus. And great grace was upon them all. Verse 34. Neither was there any among them that lacked.
Neither was there any among them that lacked. Go ahead.
For as many as were possessors of land or houses sold them,
Uh-huh.
and brought the prices of the things that were sold.
And brought the prices of the thing. Listen, they took the money. They had property or something like that. They had land or something like that. You know, things that you can't really pick up and bring. Mm-hmm. You understand? They sold it. Boom. Brought the money to the apostles. Bam. Listen, I had an extra piece of land over here. I had an extra house. I sold it. Boom. This is what I got for it. Right. Put that in whatever we got, and we're going to make it happen. This is what they do.
Right.
You understand? Think about the millionaires and billionaires, so-called billionaires that we had. Think about it, right? Mm-hmm. They got all these millions and billions of dollars, but they continue to what? Donate to these worthy causes.
Right.
I'm going to donate to a worthy cause. Well, I donated to a worthy cause. I gave somebody $1.2 million. You understand? That was what they call it?
Charities?
Charity. You know what I mean? They give it to a charity. But think about this, right? One question that I want to ask them, right? You donate all these millions of dollars to a charity. How many times have you seen that charity in the neighborhood that you grew up in? No. How many times have they built up something in the neighborhood that you grew up in?
Never.
Never. You understand what I'm saying? And we fall for this thing. Think about it, right? They made Kanye West donate, or they made Kyrie Irving donate how much? $500,000 or something like that? $500,000. How much they made Kanye West donate?
I don't know.
To what cause?
It had to be something.
Listen. They just robbed them.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
God.
Whenever they do something like that, think about this, right? I was just looking at a thing the other day, and I think I spoke on it some years back, right? Think about this, right? You donate with that little person that be outside with the bucket ringing the bell.
Salvation
Army. They be Salvation Army. There you go. 95% of the money that they collect goes to their employees for raises and all of that type of stuff like that, and to pay employees. Only 5% of that money goes to charities. And then the thing about it is they dictate what charities get money and don't. Mm. So 95%, you put $1 in, 95 cents is going to them, and 5 cents is going to a charity that they dictate where it goes. You understand what I'm saying? It's a hustle.
Right.
It's a hustle. Those people that stand out there ringing that bell, they're not standing out there ringing that bell for nothing. They getting paid to do that.
Right.
The people who they take that money to and count that money up, they getting paid. The executives that sit on the board, they getting paid. Everybody getting paid. Then whatever they got left over is what goes to any charity that they seem, plausible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I feel like, they need it, right? Let's take this nickel and give it to matter of fact, go give me change, right? We split these pennies up and we're gonna give them out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody got their check? Check. You know what I mean? So all that's a hustle. So what the apostles did was they came, they brought their things together, and they gave and distributed to people as needed. Right. You understand? Because they came together. This is what we talk about when we're talking to our sisters, right? We got to come together because we can't keep going at each other and thinking the world is against me, the world is against me, the world is against me, the world is against us.
Right.
Us as a whole. The world crushed us so that they can rape and pillage you. You understand? The world kills us so that you can be raped and pillaged. Think about it, right? When they take the black male out of the house, what do they do to the children?
It's like, depending on the financial situation of the woman, they might separate her, take them from the woman.
Then she got to go out and do what?
She got to go out and work.
Work and do what?
To keep him out the house.
She got to go out and work and do whatever she has to do to keep that household together.
Right.
Even if it means selling herself.
Come.
Rape, rob, and murder. We got to understand that. Listen, this world was not meant for us. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
We keep thinking that America was made for us. All we got to do is vote, and we can make it out. You can hear a woman say that. Well, if you don't vote, then you can't talk. What you mean? Think about it, right? We've been voting since the 50s.
Yeah, the 50s.
Legally, the 50s. That's not even a long time ago.
Right.
Right?
Right.
That's not even a long time ago. Been voting since the 50s, and now we really think that in 2023 something's going to happen by voting.
It's like, sir, if I could, they just had a daggone march. You know what I'm saying? For the right to vote again.
Listen, man.
Trying to take that.
Listen, man. My feet tired. My feet hurt.
Right.
I ain't doing no marching because I know when Martin Luther King marched, ain't nothing happened. Right. When Martin Luther King got beat coming across the Selma Bridge, down there in where? Selma, Alabama, ain't nothing happened. I'm not doing it. Right. You understand? When them people sat at that Woolworth counter, got spit on, got beaten, got hit and smacked and slapped around, ain't nothing happened. I'm not doing it. Right. You understand? I'd rather come together with my people and we can make it happen together. No aggregation. No aggregation.
There you go.
You know? That's what we talking about. You know what I mean? Yeah. Listen, all this other stuff is nothing but failure. Everything else, anything else other than the truth is nothing but failure. It's a setup for failure. I mean, think about it, right? We tried everything else. What do we got left? Right. What Trump say, what do you got left? Right. You know what I mean? You done tried everything else. You might as well come to the truth. Right. You know? This is what we got. We all we got. That's right. You know what? That's the slogan right there. That's right. We all we got. You understand? All we got to do is come back and do what the Most High told us to do. That's it. Yep. That's it. You feel me? Let's get back on these scriptures right here, right? I want to jump to I ain't trying to get too heavy on the sisters, right? Because I know I ain't trying to go too far, you know. I love my sisters, right? But all that black girl power stuff, that's a hoax. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, right, they make all of these what do they call it? They make all of these lanes for women, right? To further detach us from each other. Because a woman will say, well, look, I can't do this. Well, it's got to be me by myself because if I do anybody, then I'm not going to get this grant. I'm not going to get this. They're not going to do this for me. Well, shit. If we put our money together, let's do it together and say, forget the grants. Right. Start from bottom, move top. Let's do it yourself. You understand what I'm saying? If we do it together, they can't take anything from us. You understand? And this is the reason why we got to support all of our people in any endeavor. You understand what I'm saying? We have to understand that we the ones behind the 8 ball. We the ones left out of everything. Think about it. The Asians, 6 Asians got hurt, and they got an Asian hate law already. Right. We've been beat since the time we left slavery, since we hit the shores of America, and we can't get a civil rights law passed. Think about it, right? What is that telling you?
It's not our rest.
You're not you know what? That's right. It's not our rest. Right. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. You understand? And we have to understand that the only way we make it out is if we come together. You understand? Okay. We got to come together. We got to be together. but we got to be together on one accord. You know what I mean? Let's do this. I'll drop that. Right? Give me First Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 10.
Come, sir. The book of First Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 10. What nation hath not had part in her kingdom?
Say that again.
What nation hath not had part in her kingdom?
Listen, all the nations come together. And they come together on one accord. They come together on one accord to take part in our kingdom. What do I mean by when I say that?
So like, if I could.
Go ahead.
And part of our culture.
Culture.
Heritage.
Yep. Culture. Heritage. I mean, everybody benefits off. Think about it. What I'm digging at is our abilities.
God.
Right?
God.
The things that we do. Coming into our neighborhoods, having stores in our neighborhoods.
Right.
Every nation comes in and has a part in our kingdom. You understand?
Right.
Our oppressor owns all the football teams, owns all the basketball teams, owns all the baseball teams. So he takes our talent and benefits off of it. Just like we were talking about earlier, right? And this is another reason why, like I said, we got to come together. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Even as athletes, as artists, as entertainers, we have to come together and be on one accord. We have to do our own thing on our own accord. You understand?
God.
We got everything, movies, music, art, science, math, all of that stuff is built off of us.
Right.
Yet every other nation benefits off of it. Even off the pain and destruction, Asians come right in and get a civil rights bill passed off of a thing that was made for us. Every nation benefits off of our kingdom. You understand?
God.
Everybody makes, what's that? What do they call the people that designers, clothes and all that?
Mm-hmm.
They see what we wear.
Oh, come.
And they start making, you understand? Think about this, right? And I was telling somebody this some years ago. I remember when them Vans first came out, right? You could get Vans, think about this, right? You could get Vans out of Kmart for $2. $2. How much a pair of Vans now?
Like that. It's like I like them. But a pair of Vans with low ball side, like $60.
Right.
Yeah, or 60.
It was skateboarding sneakers, right?
Right.
Skateboarding sneakers. And now you paying, because the oppressors' kids used to wear them. They was only $2, $3 out of Kmart.
Definitely cheap.
Right? It wasn't no Van store. They didn't even sell them sneakers in the bike store. You understand? You had to go to Kmart to get them. You had to go to what they call it. I don't know if you remember. You might not be old enough to remember that store, Tom McCann. Tom McCann. They used to sell Hush Puppies and all of that. Hush Puppies was a shoe. You understand what I'm saying? And you could get all of that. You could get them from there. $3, bam. White kids used to go skateboarding, bike riding, all that on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we start wearing them and made them fashionable,
mm-hmm.
as soon as you make them fashionable, the price skyrocket.
Right.
Wow. The Vans got a store now. They didn't even have a store. Who ever heard of a Van store?
Right.
You understand? Now they got a clothing line and everything. Why do they have a clothing line?
Because of us.
Because of us. You understand? They benefit off of our kingdom. Everybody has a part in our kingdom.
Right.
You understand? Everybody got a part in our kingdom but us.
Right.
You understand? Go ahead, finish that.
Okay. First Maccabees 1, First Maccabees 2 and 10. What nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?
And they've gotten of our spoils, right? Go ahead.
Verse 11. All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman, she is become a bond slave.
Of a free woman, we have become a bond slave. Everybody, we are a slave to every nation.
Right.
Think about them Asians that's in your neighborhood at that corner store, that run that corner store. You a slave to them.
Right.
Because they know you got to come over here and get what you got to get. And you know, every time you know they ain't got what you really want, but because they right there, I got to go ahead and get it. You understand? Convenient. That's why they call it a convenience store. You understand? Conveniently, you got to get what they got. You understand?
Yep. Come on.
Go ahead.
Verse 12. And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory, is laid waste.
The beauty of us and our glory is laid waste. Go ahead.
And the Gentiles have profaned it.
And they have profaned it, man. Listen. We get used and abused in America.
Right.
You understand? And the Gentiles have profaned us. Listen, think about how what's his name, Kyrie Irving felt. You understand? Or Kanye West felt when they say you got to go and get taught by a rabbi. We got to teach you. We got to teach you how to be a real Jew.
Right.
You understand? That's a slap in the face.
Right.
Think about this though, right? It's even worse because he didn't say anything. I'm talking about Kyrie Irving. He didn't say anything that was wrong. He just made a post of something that was on Elon Musk's.
No, that was, what's the day?
I said Elon Musk. Yeah. What's his name?
The oppressor.
Yeah, the oppressor on Amazon anyway. You know what I mean? Think about it, right? They didn't say anything to Amazon, right?
Right.
But they making you take rabbi lessons and pay some money, right?
Right.
Ain't take nothing from Amazon.
Right.
Amazon's still selling the book, right? Ain't gonna take it down. See how this is the Gentiles have profaned it. They laid waste. Listen, even our beauty and our glory is laid waste.
Right.
They just trample over you, walking over you like you just a piece of garbage, taking advantage.
Yep.
You understand? And what can you say? Think about it. They froze Kanye West's bank account. He got billions, right? And they froze it.
Right.
He ain't getting nothing. He couldn't even get a donut and a Mountain Dew. You feel me?
Right.
How much control do you give them?
It's a lot. It's
a lot. You know what I mean?
Control, actually, sir. It's a lot. It's all control.
Right. Think about it, right? We got to be together. You understand? We got to be on one accord. Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 12. Let me make sure I got the right one. 1 Corinthians chapter 12. And we're going to start at 24.
It's book of 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 24. For our comely parts have no need.
Go ahead.
But God hath tempered the body together.
He said he has tempered the body together. He has solidified this body. He has tempered the body together. Go ahead.
Having given more abundant honor to that part which lacked.
He said, given more abundant honor to that part which lacked. Even in the weak parts, he has solidified it.
Right.
You understand? He gave an honor to the parts that lack. Go ahead.
Verse 25. That there should be no
schisms.
That's like
They say there should be no schism
in the body.
Right. What does that mean? Schism.
I know what I used to think it
meant. You know what you used to think it meant.
Right.
You probably was right. What does schism mean?
You got the definition, sir?
You got it?
Come on.
Go ahead.
Definition of schism, Oxford Language Dictionary.
Go ahead.
A split or division between strongly opposed sections or parties.
Right.
I got another one. The formal separation of a church into two churches.
Right. You heard that, right?
Okay.
Listen. This is the reason why we said we are on one accord.
Right.
There is no schism in the Isupk Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. Right. We think on one accord. We all think the same thing. We all speak the same thing. We all say the same thing.
Right.
There is no schism in here.
Right.
But when you go out and you hear those other churches, or when you hear churches, and when you hear Muslim mosques, and when you hear other groups, right, you hear schism. You hear differences. You hear differences of opinion. You hear separation.
Right.
There is no schism here. And this is what we're telling our women too. There can be no schism because this is what destroys us. Schism destroys us. When we start thinking differently, when we start being on different accords, when we start separating ourselves from each other, this is why we destroy.
Right.
This is why we can't get ahead, because the schism set in. Everybody thinks, well, it has to be about me. It has to be black girl magic. The man has to rule with an iron fist. Yeah, man got to rule, but man has to rule under Christ. Christ is under the Most High.
Right.
You understand? We getting everything is coming down. When a woman is under her man, she is under Christ. Right. She is under the Most High. You understand? When you get a man that's outside the truth, ain't no telling what you under.
Right.
You understand? You can get anything. You understand? But we talking about here in the Isupk.
That's right.
You get a man in the Isupk, you under the Most High. Point blank. We have order. You understand? No schism.
Right. You
understand? There is no division in here. You got more on that?
Come on, sir. Verse 25, 1 Corinthians 12 and 25. That there should be no schisms in the body.
There should be no schisms in the body, no separation, no division. Go ahead.
But that the members should have the same care one for another.
Say that again.
But that the members should have the same care one for another.
The members should have the same care that one for another. For it's scored. We should think the same way. You understand? Things should all on one accord. You ever seen them salsa dancers and they be bam and they be hitting it? You be like, yo, they rocking it because they be on the same accord. You understand what I'm saying? That's how it should be. That's how it should be. You understand? There should be no schism, no divisions among us. You understand? Our women, we have to come back. Our women have to come back. We have to also get up in this truth. Our men have to get up in this truth. Sis, if you're a woman and you got a man that is not in the truth, you got to get him in this truth to get up under these laws, statutes, and commandments so you can mend your household. You can bring your household together. You understand? You have to show him the love of the Most High so he can wonder, like, what is she learning? Where's she at? Let me go find out. So he can get up in here and he can find out what you're learning. He can get up in this truth and your household can be complete. The only reason why we not complete is because we not doing what the Most High told us to do. You understand? We want to do what the world says. You understand? The world, that road to the world, that road to destruction is wide and broad.
Right.
I'm saying everybody can go down that road. That's the road to destruction. But this road that we on, it's narrow. You understand? And you can't go left or right. You got to go straight. You understand? If you want your household to be in order, you need to get on this straight and narrow path.
That's right.
You understand? What was that road? Straight street?
Straight street.
That Paul was on? The straight street? Straight street, right? When he was blinded on the road to Damascus, they told him to look for straight street. And you're going to see a man there. You understand? I'm just paraphrasing, but yeah. You feel me? So we got to be on one accord. This is it. You know?
Okay.
Let's let me see. Make sure I'm looking at the right stuff. I'm gonna get a few women's scriptures. We're gonna talk to our sisters for a minute. You know? I want to make sure I'm getting the right one though. Yeah, give me 1 Timothy chapter 2. We're gonna start at verse 11. You know, Most High gave us order, right?
It's book of 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 11. Let the woman learn in silence.
Say that again.
Let the woman learn in silence.
Let the woman learn in silence. Listen. Listen to your man. If your man in the truth, listen to your man. Let your man teach you to properly teach you. If you don't have a man, listen to the man who is your head, the man who is over you, whatever zone you in. You understand? There's a man, there's an officer that is over you. All you have to do is listen to the man that is over you. I hope I'm not doing the wrong thing. You feel me?
Okay.
Go ahead.
With all subjection.
With all subjection. Listen diligently. With all subjection. Listen to your man. Go ahead.
Verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach.
Say that again.
But I suffer not a woman to teach.
And a lot of women get this misconstrued. Say, suffer not a woman to teach. A woman to teach what?
Teach men.
Teach men what?
Oh, the scriptures, sir.
Scriptures. You understand? A woman can teach you. You understand? A woman just can't teach you the scriptures.
Right.
And that's where a lot of women get in their feelings. Oh, we can't teach the scriptures. We can't teach the scriptures. Well, the Bible tells us that you're the weaker vessel. Right. You are easily to be deceived. We see that in Genesis. Right. What was that? Genesis 3, right?
Genesis 3.
We see that in Genesis 3. You understand? It says, what did the Most High say? He said he gave us the word. Oh, let me not jump too far ahead. Go ahead, read.
First Timothy chapter 2 and 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach.
It suffer not a woman to teach. Go ahead.
Nor to usurp authority over the man.
It says, nor to usurp authority over the man. What does that mean? Usurp authority. What does that mean?
Try to get the definition. I know what it means, but I don't want to say it.
I know you know what it means. I know you know what it means.
This is the definition of usurp out of the Oxford Language Dictionary. All right, it's just the verb is just to take a position of power or importance, legally or by force.
Right. Listen, women have a thing about using their power or authority. They can be in a position. Let's just say a woman making more money than you. She'll usurp that authority over you to command you to do something that you naturally probably don't want to do.
Right.
but I'm making all the money. If you ain't gonna do it, then you can get out. That's usurping your authority.
Right.
This is what women do, because women know instinctively, women know that they're the weaker vessel. So what they do is they usurp authority. They'll use the power that they have in different avenues and venues and ways to usurp their authority over a man. You understand? And this is the thing that the Most High is sitting here telling us that the woman should not do. Read that again. No. Scripture.
But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor usurp authority over the man.
Nor usurp authority over the man. Go ahead.
But to be in silence.
But to be in silence. Keep your mouth shut and just listen to your man.
Right.
That's all you got to do. It's not hard. I mean, listen, it's not hard for us to sit there and listen to you. So how hard should it be for you to sit there and listen to your man? Right. You know? Right. I can't even say that. Yeah, it'd be hard sometimes listening to a woman just yak. You know what I mean? It'd be hard. But we do it anyway, you know?
That's right.
So we can do it. Why can't you?
Right.
You know? Go ahead.
Verse 13. For Adam was first formed.
Say that again.
For Adam was first formed.
One more time.
For Adam was first formed.
What does that mean?
So in other words, he's the elder. He's in charge. He was put here first.
No.
It's a lie.
Listen to it again, right? Read it slow. Say it again.
For Adam was first formed.
It's first formed. Listen, how was Adam formed?
From the dust, from the ground.
Okay. What had to happen? After he was formed from the dust of the listen.
Oh,
listen, what does it mean when it says he was formed from the dust of the earth?
He was first introduced to the truth. He was the first one with the law.
You right? But what does dust of the earth mean? Meaning he was what?
He was in a low state.
There you go. When they say he was first formed, he was given that truth. He was formed first. So how did Eve receive hers? How was she formed?
She was taught by him.
There you go. Because what does it say? God has an order, right?
Right.
You have God, you have Christ under God, then you have man under Christ, then you have the woman under the man.
Right.
So God gave it to Christ, Christ gave it to man, and man gave it to woman.
Right.
Adam gave it to Eve. That's it right there. They were formed. Adam was formed first, then Eve. You know?
Okay.
Read on.
For Adam was first formed, then Eve.
Go ahead.
Verse 14. And Adam was not deceived.
Say that again.
And Adam was not deceived.
One more time.
And Adam was not deceived.
And Adam was not deceived.
That's right.
So if Adam was not deceived, then read on.
But the woman being deceived was in the transgression.
No, read that again.
But the woman being deceived was in the transgression.
But the woman being deceived was in the transgression. You understand?
Okay.
Listen, this is the reason why there is an order. Listen, a lot of our women really listen to these scriptures. They could really prosper even further than their expectations. They could go beyond their expectations. Yeah. Listening to these scriptures, because this is the blueprint to our salvation right here. The scriptures say the kingdom of heaven is at hand, right? Okay. Listen, it's right here. All you do is follow these laws, statutes, and it's right here.
Right.
I hear Commanding General Yohana say it all the time. Listen, if we follow these laws, if everybody follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, our condition could change overnight.
Right.
The kingdom of heaven is right here at hand. We try everything else. We go through everything else. We do everything else. We trust everybody else except for the law, statutes, and commandments. The very thing that could pull us right up out of here. Think about this, right? The so-called Jewish man took the first 5 books, and he's running the earth.
Right.
Just imagine if we come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, the book that was created for us.
Right.
You understand? The book was created for us. If we come right back to this, sky's the limit. Nope. The galaxy's the limit.
Okay.
Forget the sky. You understand?
Yeah.
We'd be running this earth. But that's the way God intended. That's the way the Most High intended for us to run the earth. But we gave everything we wanted away just to be a part of the world.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
We gave everything we wanted away just to be a part of the world. Something that can't even benefit us.
Right.
You understand? Because when you become a part of the world, you transgress against the Most High.
That's right.
So we gave away the most for nothing. Think about it. A lot of brothers would love to just stay in the world, selling dope, getting high, being homosexuals. You understand? Doing every unethical thing upon the face of the earth, as opposed to running the earth.
Right. Right.
You know? With that, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. We were bringing this truth since 1969, and that truth is that the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Natives are the true Jews of the Bible, and the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
Hey, man, we got to get ready for that Passover. Listen, that's only 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks? 3 weeks? 3 weeks away in Raleigh, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee, get your garments and everything. I still got some stuff to do. You know what I mean? I got a little bit behind. I ain't get a little bit behind. Never got caught up from last year. You know what I mean? So, I had got caught up at the last minute, but shit. You know what I mean? So, get your Passover fees. Get yourself ready. Listen, if you don't make it down to this Passover, boy, you're going to miss out on something great. You know what I mean? Get up to this Passover down in Raleigh, North Carolina, and come party with the fam.
That's right.
You understand? Then I'm going to pass the class over to priest officer Nadarwan. All right.
Yes, clap it up off some thumb, man. Breaking down these scriptures. Yeah, understand. All right, so let's into that. That Akim and Akwathium to utilize the shuttle that's going to go back and forth from the same location, same venue. So utilize that. You know what I mean? Like we said before, there's gonna be a lot of traffic during that weekend. You're supposed to have some type of concert down there, something crazy. And then they got, you just from out of town. You don't want to get jammed up out of town, you know what I mean, driving around. So utilize what's in place. All right. Now with that, security announcements. We are the Isupk out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi 3, 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced Ma'asharah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations, we just talked about it. You understand? April 1st, the Passover in Raleigh, North Carolina. Get your tickets, pay your $200, pay everything to get down to the party, man. You know what I mean? Come fellowship with your brothers and sisters, man, in righteousness. You understand? Remind Akim and Akwathium to check on social media such as isupk.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarves. And with that, man of Israel, one courtesy salute to the teacher. Amadium. Right, Shabbat. Amadium. Barak. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Has a top. Class dismissed.